All right, what's good, guys? Let's get into our next segment. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to go to the red. Guys, we just got the last two episodes of season 1 of Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, and honestly, I was impressed. I was very impressed. These were probably the best two episodes of the whole show. The whole show was very good. Don't get me wrong. Episodes 1 through 8, very good. Very good. I was impressed. I was like I told you guys before, I was so curious on what the heck they were going to do with this whole Jedi Padawan thing, and then Maul being the person in the middle, kind of swaying the Padawan over, knowing that, hey, the old ways don't work. We got to do something new. But man, oh man, these last two episodes were elite. Guys, if you don't know it already, I was already talking about this show, not before Izzy, but I was already talking about it before in the last episode, or the last segment that we had on the podcast before, and I was already enjoying it. I was like, this looks very good. I love Star Wars The Clone Wars. I am so glad that they keep making more projects with this like type of animation style, which I love. But I was really going in on the fact that the fights look better, the motion looks way better, and it never bothered me in the past when it came to that. Like, it's hard to animate things. I know that. Anybody who is outside of the animation world should know that. It's not easy to make the right colors, make the right motion, everything. It takes time and it takes patience and it takes a really good eye. But this series here, and I love season 7 of Star Wars The Clone Wars, but this season of Star Wars Maul looked incredible. I love the lighting choices on certain things. I love the colors of the lightsaber, and I think the lightsaber looked a little different too, in a good way. Like, it in the old show, the lightsaber looked like a literal pointed sword in a way, where it wasn't flickering ever. The lightsaber was never flickering. This show, the lightsabers look insane with that little ripple that happens sometimes when they're just holding it, especially when they're fighting. Looks insane. But there were some really good fights through this show. I could name a bunch. It's probably all of them. They were so good. But these last two episodes of Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord were definitely some of the best fights I've seen in a while in the Star Wars The Clone Wars franchise. Oh my gosh. In episode 9, if you guys don't know, this is them trying to escape off this planet. This is them finally having a way to get off, and all they need to do is get to the rendezvous point. Little do we know, the Inquisitors, which I think are some of the coolest Inquisitors I've seen ever, on their tail. And let me tell you, the fights look insane. The fights were so good. Obviously, they have the Stormtroopers with them, but they roll up in the coolest way. I believe the Jedi Master, and I forgot his name, but the All-State guy, or Dennis Haysbert plays him. It's Master Iko Dio Daki. Right when, I love it. That's always my favorite thing in Star Wars, whenever a Jedi Master, or even like a Sith Lord, is just chilling out of the blue, and then they start to feel something. They're instantly like, something's coming, or I feel a darkness or a presence in the Force that's bad or good. And this probably had one of the coldest moments, because Master Iko, he's just chilling. They're trying to figure out a way to get over this acid like river to get to their rendezvous point, and instantly, you know it's bad if right when they feel the Force, there's sometimes when they feel something and they'll just look over and they'll be like, okay, I sense something bad. But him, right when you see him turn on the lightsaber, you know it's bad. You know it's bad. So instantly he says, someone's coming. And I went, oh, so what is it? Then when he turns on his lightsaber, I was like, okay, this is very bad. Like, something really bad is coming. Something really bad. And let me tell you, the way the Inquisitors rolled up to him, running like Naruto ninjas, with their lightsabers drawn, was the sickest looking image I've seen in a while. I was I was shook. I was actually scared. And the fights that took place, bro, the choreography, the way certain things were moving, the way they were moving. I was like, this is nuts. This is Star Wars right here. Instantly, we get a sad moment where this one droid who is part of Darth Maul's crew, or Shadow Lord Maul, I don't know what they call him, Lord Maul, when that droid gets hit by the Inquisitor's lightsaber and dies, I go, dang, I really like that droid. I thought that droid was funny. There were so many times he was roasting the people that weren't part of the crew, and I was like, this is unbelievably funny, man. I need this droid to live. And then when that droid died, I was like, all right, or got deactivated, destroyed, whatever you want to call it. I was like, that sucks. I wanted to see him in more future seasons, but whatever, it's cool, it's all right, because it's all about Maul. It's a show about Maul, man. I'm good. But the scene that took me out, that I did not expect, that scared the crap out of me, was the scene where you're thinking, okay, all they got to do is get through these woods, hide for a second, wait for the ship to come down, and you're good. But all of a sudden, one of Maul's crewmates says, we're going to scout ahead to survey. But even before that, the Inquisitor said, wait here. He's there. In my mind, I'm thinking, maybe Palpatine is down there. Maybe Lord Sidious is down there. Maybe he just came all the way to try to kill Maul his own self. So all of a sudden, you hear lightsabers. You hear a lightsaber go off. You hear people grunting, that little Star Wars scream that we heard over and over again, and you're thinking, "Oh man, here we go." And then even Maul, when she gets dragged back into the little fog and obviously dies, you're like, "Okay, who is it pulling up?" Guys, the way I freaked out was not okay. It was not okay. Right when I heard and you guys already know what I'm talking about. Right when you hear I can't do it. I'm sorry. But anyways, Darth Vader pulls up in the coldest way possible. And instantly, everybody, lightsabers go on. Everybody just staring at him. And I think this is the first time we see Darth Vader actually engage some people, because at the end of Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7, we see Darth Vader, but he's not engaging anybody. He's just at a burial for these clone troopers and Ahsoka's lightsaber to end the series, which I love. That is probably one of my favorite shots of the whole series. That made me incredibly sad, but also very fulfilled. But this was different. This was unbelievably scary. This was unbelievably crazy cool. And the shot you get of him, because let me remind you, there's no blue on him. It's just gray fog. And then right when he turns his lightsaber on with that red lightsaber, and it just changes from gray to red. Unbelievable way to end an episode, and very cool shot. And that's how the episode ends for episode 9. Let's get to episode 10. I love Anakin Skywalker, bro. I love him. I love his fights. I love his fighting style. I love the way he was in Star Wars Clone Wars. Darth Vader in Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord is a menace to society. He needs to be locked up in solitary confinement in the bottoms of the Earth's core. Because my goodness, you know how bad I feel if I was a Jedi and I'm having a struggle with a dude who is holding his lightsaber with one hand and barely having any motion, while he's using his other hand to push off any other lightsabers coming at me. I'm over here with my homie going all right, you go left, I go right. Boom, ha, all right, he's paying attention to my lights. What do you mean he stopped man, we screwed. That is exactly how that was going. He had Darth Maul, he had Master Eco, and he had Devin. All three of them going at him. And he's over here with one, stinking Michael Myers. Just all over the place. That was so insane. And then, apparently he was just chilling. He's barely even trying. He's not even trying when he's fighting them. All of a sudden, when one of them hits him, or one of them, pierces something, because I think one of them pierced his armor. All of a sudden, he's giving his lightsaber and just, And you can just see the strength in all those swings, man. It's just, he's so slow. I don't know how he's doing it, but maybe he just slows all the other lightsabers down. It's insane. But you can tell. Darth Maul is scared. Eco's scared. Devin's scared. Devin Loki is just angry. She just angry going at him. But every single time Devin took a swing at him or something, I was like, get out of there. Let your master handle them. Darth Vader ain't yours. Trust me. You ain't got him. Handle those Inquisitors that you were barely holding up. Darth Vader, you need to leave him to the master. You need to. You can't fight him. And man, just over and over again. That episode 10 was just full of so many fights in so many good places, in so many awesome, cool ways that people were coming up with to fight. Darth Maul had some really good moments too. Like, I obviously know, if you guys have watched the movies, spoiler alert, Darth Maul and Darth Vader don't die. None of them do. But it was just so cool to see Darth Vader fight in Clone Wars. It was just in Clone Wars animation. Like, I know that's Anakin. I'm going to miss my boy forever. But, dang. A part of me was kind of rooting for him. A part of me. But at the same time, I'm rooting for these characters that I learned about or start to love. Because I was talking about in the last episode. I love Maul. I think he's a cool character now. But then I'm rooting for Eco and Devin, and I'm like, I just need y'all to live. But man, right when you get to the part when it's Master Eco versus Darth Vader, you already know. You're not going to win this one-on-one, dude. You're not. You're just another Jedi. I love you, man. But this is Darth Vader's job, and if they got to call him in, you know it's a done deal. Master Eco gets struck by Darth Vader, Anakin's lightsaber, and dies. And this angers Devin, and we get some of the sickest. Like, I feel like, if anything, Darth Maul is like an Anakin, and now Devin is the Ahsoka Tano to him, but in a very dark way. And right when Darth Maul gives her his lightsaber, I know we're about to get some really cool images of them fighting. They get into this little, like, tunnel cathedral type of thing. It's very dark, and I love whenever there's fights in the dark because the lightsabers look so much better. But they were doing flips, they were doing tricks, they were going at this Inquisitor, and it was just such a cool sequence. And another character, there was just hella characters dying, man. Wagner Moore's character, Brander Lawson. I mean, actually, I can't say he did die, but I think he's died because he took a whole bunch of lasers to his body. He runs after the stormtroopers, though, when he's getting shot at, but he goes into the gray, into the fog, and that's it. So I can't say he did die, but I'm pretty much thinking he died. Like, there's no way. He took so many shots here, like all over his torso. There's no way he lived from that, especially from lasers. But if he did die, that was another character I was really liking, especially with his whole son, like him trying to get closer to his son, like being cool. Like, I just hate how the father figures died. I hate it. But it was a good choice because now I feel bad. But, man, what a way to end the season, man, with stinking Darth Vader going after you. There was a point when they actually did get on the ship where I thought Darth Vader was going to pull them down with the Force. But knowing him, he knows where they're going. It's Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. He knows where they're going. He's going to find them. He may not kill Maul, but he's going to find them. But that was such a sick scene. I know everybody talks about, like, in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, that fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader in live action, one of the best fights of all time in Star Wars. I am iffy on it. I think it looks incredible. I was just iffy about it sometimes. But this fight with just Darth Vader fighting everybody, I love. This is definitely up there for me as like a top 5. I got to rewatch a whole bunch of lightsaber fights. Maybe a top 5 fight. There were a lot of them in the prequels that I think are above them. Like, I love the Anakin and Kenobi versus Count Dooku fight. I think that one's really cool. I really like the fight between, obviously, Luke and Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. But I think this one could definitely go up there. But it's cheating because it's animation. And, I mean, a lot of the fights in Star Wars The Clone Wars are goated. A lot of them. But this show was really good. It was really good. Overall, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's probably going to be like an 8.5, but it's 8 out of 10. But I was really impressed with it. I was really impressed. I, once again, wasn't too into Darth Maul, but there were a lot of cold shots with him in it. There were a lot of really cool moments. I learned more about him, even though I knew he, like, if I watched Star Wars Clone Wars, you could pretty much knew more about him, like why he's going after the Empire, why he doesn't like him, especially because of Darth Sidious. But like the abuse he had to face when he was learning under Darth Sidious, it sucks. It really does. Like it just sucks. But I like him more. I like him more. And I also like these other characters. Like Devin's still alive. And I can't wait to see how she turns out, if there is going to be a season 2. But, and also Two Boots is still there. But I still don't know how to feel about Two Boots. He's a droid who was the partner to Wagner Moore's character. But I'm not too sure how to feel about him still. I was okay with him. I was way more of a fan of the droid that was part of Darth Maul's group. But I'm excited to see what they do in a season 2. If it's really just them running from planet to planet, getting away from the Empire, or also to even try to kill Darth Sidious, I would love to watch that. But then again, I'm just cool with this one season because we already know how things work. We saw Star Wars Rebels. We know Darth Maul's fate, which still gets questionable to me because I thought Kenobi killed him in Phantom of the Menace, but then there was Star Wars Rebels, and then there was Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So I don't know. I'm just going with it. But I'm just so glad once again we're getting more content, part of this Star Wars: The Clone Wars like animation, a part of this like world in a bit. And if we do get a season 2, I'm obviously watching it. But if we don't, I'm still satisfied. But I highly recommend you guys watch this if you guys are Star Wars: The Clone Wars fans, especially Phantom of the Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars fans. Like this, I believe, follows right after that, like especially after Order 66, especially after the Empire takes over. And definitely you guys are Star Wars: The Clone Wars fans. Like this is just, it's awesome. It was good. And I would just want to hear you guys' thoughts on it.